And as we tried with one of the letters a couple of minutes ago, the letter He, it's hard for you to pronounce. Those they are other letters. So when those people, they used to come to some new places, like the Europeans, what to call them, the Europeans, and they used to speak their own language. Some of the letters, they remained or modified. One of the main letters which get modified is the letter P. It's pronounced as F. So we write Palestine, but we pronounce it Palestine. We write Philippine. We write Philippine, but pronounce it Philippine. And the same like Philippe. The name Philippe, we write it by P, Philip, but we pronounce it Phi. And this is one of the letters. The other letters, the other issue with the Syrian names, the Syrian language, we used to add the letter S at the end of the holy names. And this comes from the Sin, that's the moon god. So when you are like telling that this is the holy person, we add the letter S to the name. So the name Oziri become Osiris, Adoni become Adonis. But when the Greek took over the situation, they start adding the letter S to all the names. So you got all the names terminated by SSS. So if you want to take the names back to the originals, to the Assyrian originals, we remove the letter S. And that's what we will do. Another letter get changed is the letter Qa, Qaf. Try to say it. Try to say it. Qaf. It's hard for you to say it. Qaf. It's difficult for you. For us, it's easy. We use. I mean, from where kids qarqa'a, qarqa'a. Try to say qarqa'a. He wouldn't do it. You know, it's two letters. So the letter Qaf, when it went to Europe, it was softened a little bit and become C. So Cyprus becomes Cyprus. Phoenicia, Venetia. And we have like a word like qast, just, correct. So that's the word qast in the old language, qast. It means just. So they divided the letter not only to C, to J. Qastas become justice. So those words, when they went with the sailors to Europe, they were modified. But one of the letters that the one I insisted for you is the letter He. It's difficult for you to say the letter He. We have very important word for us. We drink Hino. The letter He was modified into letter V. So Hino become vino, wine. So between the Latin languages and the Russian languages, the V, the W and V, they get changed a lot. Also, the letter Wa. Wa. Walid. You say valid. I mean, it's hard for you to say Walid. Walad, kid. Walad. You say Valad. And that's on the cards. When you play cards, okay, the Walad, I put the Walad. You know, that means the kid, the boy. But the proper pronunciation is Walid, Walad. Also, one very important word. We say, I see, I predict. Hizo. Hizo, we say, I see. So by changing the letter He, become Viso. And the scene, or the source of the scene, it's Hezun. Hezun. And by changing the letter He to V, become Vizun, or vision. That's it. So vision, and from the vision become the television, and television and all this. So the word, the original of the word is the verb hizo, which means see or predict, because it always has the both of the names. Also, one important, because we have to put the base for our next step. So the letters, the Aramaic, the Assyrian, the Arabic language, because the Arabic is the daughter of the Assyrian language, it's very strict. We have very strict rules to construct the relation or the verb or the phrases. The majority of the verbs, they are the 3 letters verbs. In the modern Arabic, we say fa'al. Fa'al, fa'ala, did. That's how, like action, fa'ala, three letters, he did. That's the source, the infinitive. In the Aramaic, the Assyrian language, we use the word abid. Abid, which gets translated into the modern Arabic as believe, like my name, Abdullah. So they translate, oh, that's the slave of God. But the proper translation is what God did, or the done of God. So Abd, Allah. So that's the name. And we will look into one of the verbs to show you how it comes. So the verb kataba. It is written in 3 letters only. Kataba, write. Okay? But when you try to give like the phonetic of it, you add different words. Exactly like fa'ala. It's 3 letters. For us, it's 3 letters. But for you to get, it's like fa, and because the letter ayn, you can't pronounce it. By the way, the letter ayn, how my name starts, Abdullah, it's not Abdullah. So try to say, it's difficult, I know, you have to try. So Abdullah, it's the letter ayn, I, and become I. The sign, it's still I, but it means ayn. So we will look into the verb, but for you to have better understanding, for the letters in the Aramaic, Syrian, and in Arabic, almost the same, because the grammar of the Arabic language is taken from the Assyrian grammar. We have, they're called vowels, but it's not vowels. We call them the movement. Every letter has few movements. So like the first movement, we call it, we say ftuhu. Ftuhu is like ah. Like the letter re, you say ra. The letter ayn, you say a. So it's the same letter, you say a or ra. That's with ftuhu. Zqofu is o, short. Ru, ru, hu, tu. Reboso, it's a, re, te. Hboso, that's e, like as beat. Like we call like the kasra, the break down. So beat, i, ri, ti. Still the same letter. Like ayn become a, u, e, i, u. That's the asoso, that's the long one. So all the letters, they have those movements. And because of those movements, the foreigners, because you don't have this one into your letters. I mean the letter like B. It's ba, bu, be, bi, be. For you it's only B, be. That's it. Or P. It's the same. All the letters, they take those movements. Of course, there are some harder letters like the A. I mean, you cannot say A. It doesn't take the ftuhu. It's just A. The letter wa, wow, it doesn't take the sqofu. It's difficult. So we don't use it for those. But in general, all the letters, they have those movements for every one of them. So here we will look into one of the verbs, which is very important, which is the verb kataba. And I use the Arabic writings because it's easier, and if someone wants to have his own research, which I really encourage you to have your own research. And we start here. Kataba, write, he write. And it's not writes now, it's the past term. This is the infinitive. This is the source from where all the words which relating to the writings will come. Kutiba with a different movement. So the first letter is skofo, u. The second is sosofo. Become kutiba, it was written. It was written. Katib, writer. So you see three words. Kataba, kutiba, katib. It comes the same. He write, writings, it was written. Kitaba, the writings. So this is not a verb, and like the verb, it has I write, you write, he writes, we write, you write, male and female. I'm not gonna put it here. I'm just trying to show you like a simple example. Then we have kitab, it's a book. So you imagine how from write it jumped to a book. It has no relation here. But here in Arabic, in the Aramaic, the Assyrian, it's the same. It's a book. It's something is written. It's a book. Kutubun, that's plural. Books. So I kept the letter so you see it. Kutayyib, a small book. We add the letter E. Kutayyib, small book. Maktab, where you write. It's office. How it jumped from write to office? No relation. There is something missing over here. Maktaba, library. Okay, where you keep the books? In maktaba. So that's where all those books need to be. So how it comes to library? So we see like here the language has very strict rules. Maktub, this is one of the tricky words. It means letter, and also it means it is written. But this is not kutiba. It's different because kutiba, like someone wrote. Maktub, it is written. So it's written on here like you will attend. So it's not kutiba. Okay, some writings on the walls. That's kutiba. Someone wrote. But here, maktub, it's written there. Plus the same word means letter also. And the last one, kuttab, also from the same verb, kataba. Kuttab, which means a school. Though we are not using anymore this word kuttab. This is the old term. We say kuttab, that's where they teach you how to write. Now we use the word madrasa from the other verb, which is darasa, study. So where they teach you only. But here, the old name was kuttab. And usually what was like attached to the temple, to the mosque, to the church, where they teach you how to write. So this is not all. I just put few here. Again, I did not pull all the verb, like the past, the infinitive, the orders, but it shows you how the words get developed. So this is one of the things we have to analyze the words we receive or we hear or we want to study based on this one. And that's when we ask the foreigners, when they say some word, we say, okay, what does it mean? Where did it come from? You need to tell us what's the source. Oh, no, it's like this. No, it's not like this. There's nothing like this. Like we have verbs in one letter. Like I. It means understand. So when we write the letter I with kasra, we call it I. So I'm ordering you to understand. For foreigners, that's a letter. That's I, only I. No, it's not I. So we need to go back one step to understand, to analyze those words. So this is like, I'm trying to put here the foundation for the next words, because it will be a little bit difficult. I will not go deep into this page, because frankly speaking, I did not find second confirmation. I have the source only from one source, so I will not go into this one, but I will mention only this word. So the word Oman in the Aramaic language, it means the creator, the smart one. And this word came into Russian as Umni or Umaid. And by adding the identification letter from the Aramaic, which is the ha, human, become the human, or the creator, the people who can create, the smart ones. So from the word Uman, I tried to put, I found it in one of the, in two books from the same writer. I didn't find another confirmation, so I will not go to this one. Like Adam, Hadam, it has two meanings. Adam means the ground, the floor, not the earth, the mud. And the word dam means blood. Adam, this blood. Okay, and the female form of Adam, it's Adama. Dama, we say to Dama, oh, she's a nice lady, Dama. So that's the origin from the word dam. And of course the dominant, which like control, damnut in the old language, damnut, shows controls, become dominant. So this one of the words went with the Syrians. So before we go deep, I want to take you into the angels part of our. Many people, we hear the name of the angels, but sometimes the translation is silly, it's not correct, because what they are trying to do, they are trying to push the meaning away from the Syrian origin. So they do not consider the Aramaic meaning, like Emmanuel, which is pronounced as Ammanuel. Ammanu with us. We are sitting Ammanu now. Ammanuel with us, Il, God. That's the name of Jesus when the angel came and they said he would be called Ammanuel, so he was named. Michael or Mikael. Micha, it means similar to, who's like. Il. Gabriel, this one of they put it always like in a wrong. Gebra, it means man. Man of God. Gabriel, man of God, or the representative of God. Daniel, close to God. And this one also get always like changed into the Daniel, close to God, or who's near the God. Israel, chosen by God. Isra is the chosen by God. Khalil, very common name, because this is the name of Ibrahim. We call it Ibrahim al-Khalil. Khalil is Khil, friend of God. Israfil, that God giving like very generously. Israf, very, very generously. Shma'il or Ismail. Isma', listen to Il. Hear God. Rafa'il, God lift, or lifted by God. And we have two names. They, into the original version of the Bible, the kids of Adam, both of them they called Habi'il, Qabi'il. But when they translate them into the English, they say Cain and Abel. Abel is Habil, Habi'il, give to God. Qabil gathered to God. And from this biblical story, Qabil, he was like a farmer. Habil, he was a shepherd. So when they came to present gifts to the God, the story, I mean, if somebody like one, so when they came to give the story, Habil, he brought like a nice looking lamb as a sacrifice, while Qabil, he gathered some food, maybe it's not the best one, and God rejected his food, so he was angry and he killed his brother. So Cain killed Habil according to the mythology. But again, those names all ended with the word Il. Il, which means the one who's on high. The high one, which means God, which got diverted a little bit into Al, higher. Ilya, again, Ali, for the new Muslims, all from the same Il. So back to earth now. The word earth is the diversion of the Ar'u, which means the land under our feet. Ar'u or Ardu, because the letter Ain is Dha, also get changed. Sometimes depends on the dialect you speak. So Ardu or Ar'u become earth. The word civilization itself, the word civilization is diversion of the word Sahil. Sahil means seaside, the sea coast. And as we said before, the letter He get changed into V, like Hino become Vino. Sahil becomes Savil. And from the word Savil, it means that those are higher degrees into the civilization. Then the word becomes civilized, civilization, and stuff like that. So from Sahil, for the people who live on the seaside, because they were considered more advanced, become the word Savil and civilization, civilization, and all the Western languages. We come here to also nice words. The word Satro. Satara, it means right in a sequence, right in a line. What this word sounds to you like? If we add the identification He, Hastoro, become history. That's the origin of the word history. So when we read or somebody study history, he's looking into like events put in a sequence with the identification of how, because with the Aramaic we have few letters for the identification. One is D, which become into the French de, in the English the identification. We have the A and we have Ha. It depends on which letter coming after and what you are saying. So Satro, put in a line, become history, become strada, autostrada. That's the line for traffic, big one. So it's from the word Satro, become history. Another one, when you are in the village, I mean, do you live in a village? Do you live in a village? You have a village, you go somewhere? Like in a village, okay, you are all from the cities. Ah, come on, guys, we need someone normal, not like us city guys, we need someone normal. Okay, in the village, in the old time, they have this like the measurement unit. When you come and you say, okay, I will take some cheese from you. They take like a stone, okay, this is our measurement unit. Okay, I will have one of those, okay, I will give you the same. So the measurement unit in the Assyrian Aramaic language is kilo. Kilo, it means that sometimes it's like, we used to have the guy, the milkman used to come with big can, like 20 or 50 liters and ask how much you want. Okay, 2 liters, so have that big mug, metallic was like 1, 2. That's yours. That's the kilo. Because they said this is 1 kilogram. It may not be 1 kilogram, but it's like measurement unit. Kilo, and the word kilo become kilo. That was the origin of that one. Another one, the word techno. Techno, it means qualified. He knows. Capable of. And this word came, everything we know, technology, technician. That's the origin of the word, from the word techno, the old Assyrian. We get one step more. When you go to a village, especially like those days, usually what they do, they spread something on the floors where you can sit. In Aramaic, that's matta. Matta means like you, somewhere like couch, okay? And the sheet, the shield you use, that's tirs. So madda tirs. So that's protection for you to sleep. So become matras. That's the origin of the word matras. It's from matta. Even now, when you go somewhere in the village, we say spread the table for him. Lay the table or lay the floor where they can sit. If you see those older movies, they have those like couches where the people sit like on the side. So this was called matta. So the word matta become matras when you add the word tiris, which is the shield. So when you spread the shield. Another famous word is saqqa. Sak, back. So here in Russia they use a word like paquet, which came from the French language. But the origin, the French, they use the word sac, or back. The word souk, which means street or the narrow road. Souk, they still use it as souk here. One important word, we still use it until now, like if you are talking about someone, you argue with someone, and you tell him something, you know, I think like this, and you can't answer. So the guy, we call tabalkam, blema or bloma. See, he cannot see. So you like put him in a corner. You defended your idea. So by adding the identification to the verb blame or blom, diplom. Diplom, it means you are certified to defend. And from this word, we have the diplomacy. Diplomacy doesn't mean like, oh, he's gentle and nice. Diplomacy means like he is capable of defending his idea. Okay, in a nice way, but that's the origin from the verb blame or bloom. Also like only like movement of the letter, so that he wins a debate, he defends his idea, so he gets the other person into like corner. The other person, he cannot answer, he does not have a word to say, so he defended his point of view, and he is diploma. So he has the diploma to defend. So that's the origin of the word and the diplomacy. We go more. I want to touch very tricky subject. Everybody thinks or believe that, oh, the Greeks are the creators of the civilization. And when someone small like me come and say, guys, we have a different point of view. Let us analyze those Greek words, those Greek mythologies. Like in my previous lecture about the mythology, I proved that the Greek mythologies, they are taken from the east, and east of Greece is Syria. We come to one of the famous gods in the Greek mythology, Persephone. When you read the name Persephone, you would never imagine that it is not a Greek name. But I would say let's analyze the name. Let's take it apart. Safoun, the word which went into English as soap, into French as savon, means meal, the soap. The word safoun, which is the foam. When you take like the soap and you wash it, a lot of foam comes. So that's the safoun. Persephone, her name is Birth Aphone. Birth, it means daughter. Aphone, the daughter of the foam, because the mythology says that she born from the foam. She born from the foam of Uran when he mixed his, genitalia with the foam of the sea. And she was called the daughter of the foam. So if you analyze the name, you understand. Persephone is a pure Assyrian name. And like this, we touched the Greek civilization. And before I go further one step, if you have any question, ask me. Because I feel like you are getting a lot of information and you need some time to adjust, or maybe you have some questions. Feel free to ask. I mean, we are not online.
Honestly, I have just one question about the word kutab. It's well known now in Russia, kutab. It's a kind of fast food or cookies in Caucasus.
I got you. Kutab, that's what the parents...
School, madrasa.
Exactly. No, that's what the parents used to prepare food and give to the kids to take with them to the school. So this food, you will eat at the school. So this is for the kutab. It's not from the view, like you bake it with some green inside. No. So this food, you eat it at the school.
It isn't a kutab itself, it is food for kutab.
Yeah, it's
something
food.
like for
Yeah,
kutab.
you eat it at school.
At school.
I remember when we were young kids, really. I mean, we used to take our bag with us, the mother was used to put a lot of stuff in. Now you have all this, the stolove, whatever, the kids, oh, I don't like this one, I don't want to eat. You try to tell my mom, I don't want to eat this one. I eat everything. So, the kutab is what you take with you to eat at school, at the break between the lessons. Okay, other question? No? Now we are getting into the hard part of the lecture. So, are you ready?
It's more tricky.
It will be more tricky.